Well, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? Cryptix here, and in today's video, man, we're going to be breaking down the EDP445 situation and story. I'm pretty late to the party, to be honest with you. It's also like the first time I'm uploading in 6 months. So before we jump into the rest of the video, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to drop a like. Let's aim for, I really don't even know what the like goal should be. Let's aim for something small. Let's aim for 30 likes on this video, all right? So basically, EDP445 is an internet sensation, or at least was, right? Bunch of memes about him. He basically was like one of these guys that didn't care if he sounded edgy or sounded even over the edge at times when it comes to the YouTube guidelines and, cursing and things of that nature. He would just keep it a $1.50, at least to the extent of, his language and what he was feeling. But he had a whole other thing behind closed doors, a whole other set of demons per se, right? So, there was these little allegations, well, not even little, these allegations that really didn't blow up to the extent of this specific damning situation. And he was able to blow it off, right? He was able to use the excuse last summer, like, oh, why would I throw my life away for messing around with someone underage? And there were multiple allegations about this guy, even, a year ago, about his, behavior towards certain individuals. So time passes, he's still making videos, and, obviously still making, videos that resulted in memes, right? Like, this guy, at least to a certain point, everyone thought he was this funny, amazing dude that really just didn't care about, what people thought of him. Well, there was another set of YouTubers, a team, right? And they're called the Predator Poachers. And they're led by this guy named Chet Goldstein, who also had a lot of things around him, but we will get into that into a second. But basically, Chet Goldstein and his team decided to, in a way, catfish EDP445. But here's the thing. He was catfishing or using a catfish profile picture of a 14-year-old girl. So, EDP445 was also carrying this conversation with this catfish. I believe the DMs originated from Instagram and then they led into WhatsApp. And the DMs are damning, man. The screenshots they just expose EDP445 for being one of the most sick individuals that we've ever seen across the YouTube platform. And that is saying a lot because there's been people on YouTube who, have gone to jail, have done certain things that have just been so outright awful. And EDP was basically, engaging in a very sexual conversation with a catfish developed by Chet Goldstein's team. But in EDP's mind, he thought he was talking to a 13 or 14-year-old. Now, I'm not going to get into all the specifics of the DMs, but let's just put it this way. This dude was acting very inappropriately towards this generated, not real, imaginative 13-year-old girl. So as time goes on, Chet Goldstein and his team wants to, get real evidence of EDP, trying to meet this girl. And unlike the other allegations, EDP, there were screenshots and things of that nature, but EDP could have just, finessed it and said, oh, those are Photoshop, this and that. But instead, Chet was like, you know what, we need to get EDP in the flesh, in real life. So him and another guy, I don't even remember his name, but the other guy in this 50-minute confrontation was just very annoying. Even Chet was kind of rude in the confrontation, making homophobic, fat slurs, but there's obviously a great line there because EDP, deserves some of that flack and deserves to be in prison, but we will jump into that. Essentially, there was a 50-minute confrontation. He just, essentially gave up and gave himself away. He was admitting to all these certain things. Oh, I did this. Yes, the screenshots are real. Yes, I'm attracted to a certain, type of girl who, obviously, this isn't legal. And then, he just essentially admitted to everything. He admitted to not only this being the first time, but also he's done it multiple times in the past, which means the allegations that happened, last summer could have been real. And it resulted in Chet essentially, berating him to a certain degree, and then said, you know what, we're calling the cops, and EDP fled the scene. He obviously couldn't run. I think that's pretty obvious from a physical standpoint. So then EDP left, and that was the end of the 15-minute long video. Now, there's a lot of results from everything here. A lot of people were able to dig up dirt on Chet Goldstein, because Chet is no innocent person at all either. He's been caught on video, and he's been caught posting videos of him saying very racial, offensive racial slurs. He's also possibly, potentially, again, this is an allegation, so I have like no proof of it, but there's even apparent allegations on him of him being involved with younger individuals. So at the end of the day, this guy really isn't all that better. He also just conducted the whole 50-minute confrontation very poorly, because he could have easily had the cops already, set up to arrest EDP on the scene. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. He was simply doing this for clicks and views. And as a matter of fact, even if you watch this 50-minute video, the intro is like 3 minutes long of him saying subscribe like at least 6 times. I don't really see a lot of people talking about that. He said subscribe like 6 times in the 3-minute long intro. And I get like one time, like I get it, you're a YouTuber, you gotta remind people that are watching you to subscribe, I get it, but he did it like 6 times, and then he was like, oh yeah, if you want to check out all the DMs, all the screenshots, make sure to subscribe on our website, which means there's like a payment plan, or like a monthly subscription to pay for the screenshots. So he was just milking this situation for views, money, monetization, clout, etc., and it just didn't feel authentic to me. He, obviously he's doing this to expose him, but he was doing it not to just expose him for being a bad person. He was doing it to expose him to get clout and to capitalize off of the situation from a monetary perspective. So that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. And again, this guy's got dirt on him too, so he's really not all that better. Now, the next thing of this whole situation is EDP. The result of EDP is that his channel, his YouTube channel, is now officially taken down off the platform. He also had his Instagram taken off from the platform, and he actually started a Facebook page and is starting a website. Now, I'm going to tell you right out the get-go my opinion about this. There's like a video of EDP saying, we're going to continue the movement. I'm not even going to show that clip in this video because I don't want EDP anywhere on my channel for YouTube to do anything of it. Like, I don't want no striking. I want no nothing. But essentially, EDP said we're going to continue the movement. I don't know what movement that is. Maybe the cupcake movement, because that's why his excuse was basically to visit this 13, 14-year-old girl was because of like a cupcake. But basically, he's trying to start a page, like a website, and he's trying to get clout off the situation. So at the end of the day, EDP, my opinion is that he started this website. He, he's got still a decent following just from starting this page up, which is kind of concerning. I don't know if people are just watching him now because they want to see what happens from this whole situation. I don't know if they're just watching him to continue to support him. I don't know how you could support him after this type of thing. And my opinion is that, essentially Facebook owns Instagram, right? Facebook, is like this bigger company that owns multiple social media platforms, and one of them is Instagram, okay? They also own a bunch of other, like, face recognition technologies for, advertising. They own a lot of stuff, basically, is what I'm trying to get at here, and one of these things is Instagram. So don't you think if Facebook deleted his Instagram that they're going to delete his Facebook too? That's just my opinion of it. I think EDP is doing one final last-ditch effort to get enough people on his website so he can at least have a sustainable income, right? Because right now, he lost all of his, money, basically, from YouTube. He can't make any money from YouTube anymore. Can't make any money from Instagram. So the only thing he's really got going for him is cameos, which I'm sure is what his, website is going to try to offer. And then the website in of itself probably can have ads on it, and also like some kind of like monthly subscription, similar to Chet Goldstein, to be honest with you. There's a lot of just like, I guess, reciprocal things happening with both Chet and EDP right now. And, EDP is basically just trying to do one last ditch effort to keep that income flowing. But I just hope that this guy gets help. And as a matter of fact, he really, in my opinion, deserves to go to prison for this type of thing. The DMs are just showcasing that he is a menace to society. Do not get your kid around this person. He's just a terrible individual for even doing what he did. And the fact that this was just a fake, 13, 14-year-old catfish, like, who knows what he's actually done to some younger kids? You know what I mean? Who knows? So that's pretty much the whole EDP story wrapped up in a nutshell. He got caught. He is on the run, at least to get enough social media following on other platforms. I don't know about the police investigation. There is one existing at the moment, but most of these investigations just kind of dry up and nothing really comes out of it because it costs more resources than to actually catch this person, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because this guy is just like a terrible human being and he should deserve to be behind bars, but he's just not. But at the end of the day, that's pretty much where we're at. He is trying one last ditch effort to get enough money to have a sustainable income. And I hopefully, quite frankly, I just hope that he doesn't get it, because he's just going to have way too much time on his hands. He's going to continue to search around for cupcakes, if you know what I mean. And I don't think he's really going to get help, because in his video, he didn't really seem like he was, apologetic at any way, and just seemed like he was not regretting the situation at all. So I hope you all did enjoy this summarization. I don't know how many views this is going to get because I haven't made a video in like 6 months, but I hope you all did enjoy. Don't forget to drop a like. Let's aim for, I don't know, what did I say in the beginning of the video? 30 likes on this vid. If you are new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button, that bell. And yeah, man, I want to know what you guys think about this EDP situation. I'm Cryptix. Really hoping this guy gets behind bars and gets help at the same time. And signing off.